My name is Maida Shammah, and I'm an athlete. I've been in athletics for, let's say, 8 years.
How was the starting process? How did you get into it in the first place?
I knew I had the talent to run. I knew I was fast since when I was young. I started athletics fully in the year 2015, sorry. And that was when I entered the university, which is a Bells University of Technology. One went for the PUGA, which is called the private university games. And along the way, I met one of Nigeria's top sprinters, who is Ishekiri. And
is it a government organized stuff?
no, it's not a government. It's just like checking for young athletes,
Okay.
who are in university. It's not everything that's.
So like a scouting process.
Yeah, more like some. So that was where I started fully, because I knew I could run. So I was called to participate in my school to do a trials for my school, because I was also playing football then as well. But I didn't want to go on with football because, as you can see, I'm disabled in one eye. So I couldn't fully play contact sports. So when I went for the trials, I won it. I ended up winning the trials, and that's how I became the fastest guy in my school. Then we now went for the private university games, where my ass was kicked. They defeated me. I thought I was fast, not knowing, wow, there are other people out there that are very great. And one of them was Shekiri, who even won the previous private university games before that particular year. So I was impressed that someone as young as him could run that fast, because frankly speaking,
younger than you.
I don't know his age. Okay. But what I know is that I'll just say we're in the same age group. I was running all my life, and this guy was jogging in front of me, jogging and looking at us. And the worst part of it was, before we start any race, in the heats. So I think there were 8 lanes. He would shake everybody and say, "Good luck, good luck, good luck," and jog all of us. And he'd be jogging right in front of us, and it was so painful. I had to meet him after the competition, and I asked him that, look, there's something about him that it's not normal. How is it that he could run fast like that? That was when he opened my eyes. So I didn't know you could train to run faster. I was just thinking it's something that is in me.
And once you have it,
yeah, it's there, automatic. I didn't know you could train to run faster. So that was when he told me. So he explained to me the way we run is like, that's why, if you look at it, that's why they're called sprinters. They're not called runners, because there's a way they run for efficiency. You think they're bouncing when they're running, but they are not. They're just trying to be more efficient to gain more speed. So just things like that. And basically that's how I got into track and field after meeting him. And he told me if I get home, I should go to the stadium and look for a coach and ask for a track and field coach. And that was how everything started for me.
And then you started. Did you improve your speed eventually?
It improved.
How long before you started seeing the improvement?
Well, I can't precisely pinpoint the time I just saw improvement, but I know I can just tell you within the space of 6 months I had improved. Within the space of 6 months I had improved, because when I started training, in fact, when I even started training, my coach told me, "Are you sure you're going to be able to take what's coming?" That was how serious it was. He asked me, because when he said so, I was like, what was he saying? Is it that they are going to kill me here or something? He said, it's not about killing. Don't worry, when you start, you understand. Starting training, trying to build endurance, trying to build fitness, trying to build strength. Wow, it wasn't easy. I remember I couldn't walk for like 2 weeks. I think a week, about 2 weeks. I was actually walking like a robot, because my joints were paining me, they were messing with me. But with time I got used to it, and I started seeing improvement, because then when I ran my hand timing, that is manual timing with a stopwatch, in 100 meters, I think I ran 11:13. Yes, 11.13 seconds. That was good, and that was when I knew I'd improved, because I knew previously I was not running that time. So that was how I started, and I saw improvement when I ran 11.13 seconds. And that day, my teammates were like, "Yeah, you see, you've improved." I was like, I'm so shocked. And that is how, when you see improvement in something you've been training on, working on, you've been working on your craft and you're seeing results, it gives you that encouragement, it gives you that sense of purpose. I was privileged enough to also represent FCT because I also ran for the para because of my eyes. So I ran for para athletics, and I went there, and that was when I ran my first sub 11, around 10.79, and I took the silver medal.
It's 10 seconds.
Yeah,
100 meters
10.7. Yeah, 100 meters, 10.7 seconds.
The world record for 100 meters is
9.58 seconds.
And that's Usain Bolt.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Very, very.
So every millisecond counts.
It counts. Yeah, because I could run. There's the seconds and there's the microseconds. I could run a 10.00 seconds, and you also could run 10.00 seconds. But what would separate us? Of course you can. What would separate us would be that microsecond, because I could run the 10.00 seconds and you could run the 10.001 second. Just that single has made me win you. So that's why when we're running, we have to be very quick, and sometimes you don't look left, you don't look right, because when you look left, you look right, you're slowing down.
Pace. Yeah. What kinds of trainings do you do? Are there certain muscles you have to focus on, or just get to the track and run? Because I've seen you work out, do like leg exercises. So can you clarify which areas of the leg and what kind of trainings that you do?
Yeah, basically when we're training, your legs, of course, you use your legs to run. But the thing is that some athletes feel like there is no importance in training the arms, because what they don't know is that your arms controls the movement of the legs. The faster your arms are, the faster your legs will be. But what helps pound the ground, like when you pound, let me say, when you step on the ground, it's just like physics. When you carry a nail on the wood and you carry a hammer, the harder you hit it, the harder your hand repels backwards. So if you have so much strength in your leg,
to equal an opposite reaction.
Yeah, exactly, to equal an opposite reaction. So that's what will happen and takes you forward. So that's what separates most athletes, because if you check it, Usain Bolt generates, I think I can't remember the amount of force he generates when he runs, but wow, something else.
So the upper body doesn't matter?
The upper body matters because your core also, because everything is a connection. So from your legs, so let me say from your quads to your groin has to be strong to prevent also groin injuries. Your hip flexor has to be strong. Your core has to be strong. Like it said, it's called your core. So of course, if your core isn't strong, when you're running, you can't stand tall. Because when you're running and you can't stand tall, you will not be efficient to be able to hit the ground quickly and lift up quickly.
So when you're running, I guess you have to with the tip of your legs.
No.
Is there a particular way that you have to run?
Yeah, you run. You can't run flat-footed because the friction will be so bad.
So you run on bounce.
Yeah, you run on the ball of your foot, not on your toes. On the ball of your foot.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, when you're in the dry fields, actually you use your toes to try and push off, but as you get into your maximum velocity, you go on the ball of your foot to gain more momentum.
So if that's the case, then what kind of injuries do you experience?
Wow.
In what areas?
That's one of the greatest nightmares of athletes, because you could be walking, seeing improvements, before you could even tell yourself, wow, I think I'm going to break the world record. Before that competition, you just feel a snap, a pain, something just comes up from nowhere. So it doesn't have to necessarily be on the track. That's why your mindset, you have to be disciplined on and off the track. So you have to watch what you eat, you have to watch what you're doing. I'm even struggling with an injury presently with my lower back, and I think it was from lifting something heavy. So I got a muscle tear. and my lower back, which I'm still in rehab now, and I'm going to miss the upcoming National Sports Festival, which is taking place in Delta. And that's what I've been working on to try and get there, and at least see how I can improve my time from a 10.7 to a 10.5, or better still a 10.3 or a 10.4.
So we're not even talking about the 9 points.
Yeah, we're not even, you progress. you progress. Okay. Usain Bolt also ran some 10s before he ran his 9. There was a time that 10 was actually the top level. When you run the 10, you were like, wow. But now, until guys started running 9s, and who knows, in the future we might see an 8, because we're all improving. They are finding ways to train better and so on and so forth. Look at Usain Bolt when he ran the 9.5. Nobody could believe it, because the highest they were suspecting anyone could run was 9.6, and he broke it down all the way to a 9.5. The injuries are not just good, because you could get a groin injury, you could get an hamstring injury, you get muscle tears, and so on.
What makes the difference between two athletes, say Usain Bolt and somebody else? Is it a combination of talent and training, or is it just talent? Maybe somebody exceptional just comes along once in a lifetime type stuff. Usain Bolt,
So it's not just about your talent. It's one thing for you to discover that you have the talent. It's another thing for you to work on your talent. You can't just say, okay, I'm talented, I'm going to beat everybody. It doesn't work that way. In fact, people appreciate someone with a higher work rate than someone with a talent, because that person with a higher work rate is ready to put in the effort to give you his best.
And also offers some form of hope for people that don't really have the talent when they see somebody working hard.
Yeah,
and I think there's a distinction between like this Messi Ronaldo argument. Messi although both of them work hard, but it's clear that Ronaldo really works. Exactly. So like he's a kind of a beacon of hope.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Talents are not everybody might have the same amount of talent, but it does not mean you don't have the talent. So once you notice the talent and you're able to work on your talent, there's nothing you can't achieve. So if you have someone with a talent and has also a high work rate, that's Usain Bolt. It's a very dangerous combo.
So now, you mentioned food earlier. So is there specific kinds of food? Is it which is a very dicey part, because this is Nigeria. And sometimes you just have to get by. Yeah. So is there a specific type of food? What do you look for, like nutritional values and all?
Like you said, Nigeria. But basically, before training, I'm allowed to eat anything. Before training, I'm allowed, because I just need the energy to train. It's after training that my nutritionist can tell me, okay, this is what you should take, this is what you should take. Because you need to recover. For the next day's training, you need to recover. Your muscles might be lacking some particular nutrients, so he might suggest the food you need that particular day. So the way he sees you, the way you train, the way you move, in fact when you come in the morning and he sees you, the way you behave, we tell him, okay, this guy slept well, so the way you sleep also matters. We also have supplements we take, all the vitamins, B12, B6 and so on, for better muscle recovery, better muscle healing. So it helps them. We take fruits to complement all that. So basically why we're taking these supplements, because those are things we can't see in our foods to help with the recovery, like I said.
How about proteins and
proteins, all that are also part of it. They're also part of carbohydrates. Yeah. So basically, most times when we eat enough protein is during build up, which is during when we just like gotten in season. Start your training. You're just coming up from a long break, start protein, to build your muscles faster and so on.
Recovery. How do you do it? Fatigue, injury recovery. And just muscle recovery after either workout, training, or competition.
Recovery is hard. There's something is when you train and you've gotten to a particular level, the problem is not getting to that level. It's maintaining the level. So maybe you've gotten the level that you can run 9 seconds, because there are times we run 9. You could be so fast today. you run 9, tomorrow you run 10. You'll be like, what's going on? You know, we have things for recovery. We have ice baths. There's something called ice baths. We have, like I said, the supplements we take for recovery. There are recovery supplements we have in either powder shape or tablet form. The way you sleep, you don't do so much hectic exercise after your training. You just come, you sleep, you rest your muscles, you rest as much as possible. You have to get at least 8 hours of sleep.
So muscle recovery, does it get better the more you train, the longer you train, as per how long you've been in athletics? Does it speed up muscle recovery?
Speed up muscle recovery.
In the sense that somebody that is new would take longer to recover from training and competition than someone that has been into it for a long time.
Of course, it will take, this is it. Even someone that's coming for the first time will not be able to keep up with someone who has been there for so long. Let's say endurance-wise now, for example. This is because already the person's muscles are already, just like a child who has been running since, someone who has been running since his childhood, and someone who just started late. There'll be a lot of difference, you understand? Because his body structure is already acclimatized to that particular field. Like I said, when I started, for 2 weeks I had joint pains, but I'll go back for training the next day and I'll see everybody who trained with together and they are walking normally. I'm the only one limping in a certain way and they're laughing. They're saying, don't worry, you get used to it. And just when I started strength exercises, when we're going to gym, that I knew that, wow, we have people. Man, people are strong. Because it was not easy lifting weights. Imagine you're new to it. So, of course, the recovery will be very different because even me, when I stay off track for a while, maybe I'm on break or something, going back is not easy. So, and this me that my body is used to it already. What about someone whose body is not used to it? So, of course, there will be a big difference.
Okay, so let's talk about competition. How does it work exactly? Like in Nigeria, for example.
Yeah.
Of course, there's the Olympics, there's the international games and all that.
Yeah.
And then within here, so I guess there are local competitions, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then with each one, how do you screen all the athletes? How do you is it like a particular set of people because of their previous performances that get to go represent, or do you do screenings for each competition? Do you have to train specifically for each competition and then pass some kind of screening to be able to represent?
Okay, let me put it like this. There are competitions that are put specifically for, okay, let's assume let's say the Olympics now. Mm-hmm. Before the Olympics, each country have their trials called their national trials for either the Olympics or another big stage in athletics is the World Championships. So we have trials for all this. So they might have the trials, you get, mm-hmm. But even before the competition comes up, they might do other competitions. Now they are doing these competitions to know if there's any other person that has come up, or if the ones they picked already are having faults, so that they can know what to do, either replace them or work on them, or find out if maybe there's an injury or so. They do these local competitions to be able to keep you in shape. When you've not run for a very long time, you've not had competition for a very long time, it can also affect your mental game. So the more you run, the better you get at it, the more confident you are.
Talk to me about that mindset you were talking about, that mental part.
Yeah.
Psychology. Yeah.
When I started athletics, I've been seeing all the big names. I was seeing them, seeing Alaba, the likes of Alaba. The Alaba now, who is now running a 10-0, the likes of Ishekiri, Jerry Jackpars of then, Obinami too, seeing them on TV, seeing, wow, why these guys running, running with Usain Bolt, and etc. All these big names. When you see them, you're like, wow. You're watching them on TV, then you become an athlete. You go for competition, then you see them live. Wow, you'll be like, wow, I'm competing with these guys. because there was a time I was in, I think, All Commerce, that's the name of competition, All Commerce. I was in next, I think I was in lane 2, and Jerry Japa was in lane 3, and we were to run. So there was a little bit of time wasting. I was just like, wow, this guy I've been seeing on the TV is next to me, and we're about to move. So when they said go, somebody beat the gun. Wow, I was like, what's going on? You know? So all that did to me was like, I'm just coming up, you know. But the more I got better, I told myself, look, just as I'm seeing them, that's the same way they are supposed to be seeing me. You know, there was something Jerry Japa even told me at a particular point because I was so tensed. He saw it in me that I was so tensed. He told me that why am I so tensed? That if we look at it, he's the one that is supposed to be tensed. He didn't mean any disrespect. He was like, do you know me? I said, yes. I said, what's my name? See, I know Jerry, you're Jerry Japa. He was not like, but I don't know your name. It's not as if I mean to be disrespectful, but I don't know your name. So I don't know what you can do. So I'm the one who is even scared of you guys because you know what I can do, but I don't know what you can do. I don't know who is here now that is going to come up and beat me. So it was just like, you have a point. And since that day, any competition I'm going for, as long as I'm ready, I'm ready. If I know I've trained, then there's no need to be tensed. I just go and do what I can do.
So are there times where you're like off form?
Yeah.
Where I mean, like psychologically, and
Of
you
course.
just cannot hit that time.
Of
and
course.
It's frustrating.
Of course, when I was training today, I was scared when I was doing the short sprint because of the injury I have. You know, I was like, let this injury not come back. Let it not come back. And to make me not to move more efficiently because it's already playing a mind game on me. It's telling me, look, if you move, I'm going to come back or something. So there's always a mind game in every sport. It's always a mind game. It's just to be able to talk to yourself. It's to be able to have that mental capability or mental strength. Tell yourself, look, you're on that level. You've trained, you've done it, so why are you scared? What's wrong?
How about personal problems? Maybe emotional problems, heartbreak, personal issues. Do they affect your performance?
Trust me.
It does, yeah?
If you have a heartbreak, if you have some issues, of course it could be detriment to your performance, of course. But this is it. There are times that when you see yourself there, the problem of you trying to win the competition is enough to take that thing off because you will tell yourself, look, you wait, let me finish this side before I get back to you. So sometimes it could also play a mind game.
Because we've seen it in like different cases
Yeah.
where maybe people are going through divorce or
Yeah.
they have scandals and their whole game goes to
Yeah.
falls apart. Tiger Woods, for example,
Yeah.
his whole game fell. And it took a while for him to get back, and it happens to footballers a lot. And
Yeah.
so that's why I want to know if it's
It happens in every sport. It's not just we're not special in athletics. We're also humans. We also have emotions. We also have feelings.
Oh, you guys do.
We have feelings. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. That's why they tell you have to be, like I said, you have to be disciplined both on and off the track. It's not just on the track. It's not just off the track. It's everywhere. You have to be able to speak to yourself because sometimes, look, no matter how somebody tells you do this or don't do this, you know how it will benefit you.
So now, if you were to advise yourself back 8 years ago,
Yeah.
so somebody, for example, somebody started now,
Yeah.
and you're from your position to give the person advice based on your own experiences, what would you say? So the kid is fast normally. He just got scouted, the whole process.
What I'll say is this. I'll say, don't train hard, train smart. You see guys out there thinking, when their coach tells them do this, they want to do more than that. Sometimes when they give you a particular program, there's a reason for that program. And if you stick to that program, it's because the program has been organized to give you the best result. There was a time I was squatting, my coach told me do 10. And I said, no, I have the strength to do 15. He told me something. He said, okay, you have the strength to do 15 reps, but we're going 5 sets. Can you do 15 reps? 5 sets. I was not like, Wow, that makes sense. So it's not about you pushing so hard. Because you will push hard and you have somebody in your team that is just training smart, doing everything they are telling him to do, doing the right things, and he'll come and still defeat you. So what have you gained?
So
Nothing.
trust your coach.
Yeah, you should always in individual sports like track and field. Your coach is like your second father or your second mother, as the case may be. You know, because you have to call him. Yeah, he calls you. He has to know how you're feeling. You people have to talk. He has to know what's going through your mind and so on and so forth. You know, he's the person in charge. He's the person that you're trusting will get you to that next level. That will get you to the purpose, your goal. So, if I was to say to give an advice to somebody coming up, I would tell him you should train smart. You should listen to what your coach has to tell you, and you also have to do your own work when you come back home because your coach might not be able to tell you everything. You understand? So you have to know that okay, I have to put in the extra work.
Okay. So is there another one?
Another what?
Another advice you give?
Another
Just that one.
advice.
Smart. It works.
Just smart.
Okay. So that was the only thing you got wrong.
Yeah.
You got many other things wrong.
Let me see. Yeah, I think that was the only thing I got wrong because I was training hard.
You wanted to do it too fast.
Yeah, I wanted to do it too fast.
Become Usain Bolt overnight.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to do it too fast.
So are you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram.
Okay.
That's the place I think I'm not a social media person.
Okay. You're a track person.
I'm-
So stay on track.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you for coming.
Yeah,
It's been a wonderful conversation.